Alright, hello, this is Demon coming in for Mass Effect 2. So when I am starting to play this is pretty much right after I've already beaten Mass Effect 1. You guys are going to probably be seeing the episode from yesterday. What I decided to do is I'm going to get into Mass Effect 2 while the timing is optional. Because what's going to end up happening is at some point, I may or may not quit playing these once Resident Evil 2 comes out. I know it doesn't come out till January, but my other problem is going to be is once I get access to Red Dead 2, I don't know how much I'm going to be playing these games. So my decision is, and also I don't know how much more time I'm going to have to record this week. So my goal is to try to get access to as much content as I possibly can. I'm sorry if the audio kicks out. I have to double check. Yes, I am recording. So do apologize about that if the audio kicks out for a second. So basically from what you guys are going to be seeing is we're going to go ahead and start the game. You may notice it does say resume. I did have a bit of a campaign that I was doing, but I decided to delete it. I didn't see the point in continuing it mainly because I've already started playing this, so hopefully I can get through Mass Effect 2 without having to drag my feet too much. Since I am recording it, I think it's going to put a bit more drive. As for the record, I do have access to all of Mass Effect 2's DLC. Maybe not all the individual equipment content, such as weaponry or armor, but I have most of the story-driven ones, and it makes it a lot easier. So there is one thing about this game that you can do, is something called Genesis. If you don't get access to Mass Effect 1, or maybe your PC is unable to and it crashes a lot, if you just get Mass Effect 2, you can get this on Steam. With Origins, since I do the subscription yearly, I get access to the deluxe edition for it. Which, as I said before, if Mass Effect 1 does not run, I do recommend getting Mass Effect 2. You can do Genesis, however, it's only a 15-minute interactive story that has you make the key choice of Mass Effect 1. So you don't get to make the overwhelming decisions, like if you go pure Paragon, it won't show up, but it will let you make decisions like the ones you guys will be seeing here. So if we go to new game, we can go import Mass Effect 1 character. So that's the one thing I've enjoyed about this series, especially, is the fact that I can bring in my character from Mass Effect 1 and bring it in here. However, if you get Mass Effect 3, you cannot just immediately port your Mass Effect 1 character to Mass Effect 3. You have to port your Mass Effect 2 character to get access to it. So if we go here, it gives you access to all the different characters that are in the game. I think if I remember right, we should have gotten, I don't know why. Where's that? Level 35, level 51, and then another level 51 Shepard. I feel like my character was level 58 when we finished that, so I don't know why a level 51 is available. So if we go to import character, it should tell us decision-wise, I think, before it officially starts, our decisions from the previous Mass Effect, I want to say. Okay, so you can switch difficulty, so it says combat difficulty, we're going to switch it to normal. Auto level up is going to be off, we're going to keep the subtitles, squad power usage is going to be on, and autosave. So if we continue here, this is where it should give us the decisions. So, in the case of this, the name is going to continue to be the same, so I think as long as I pick the second save, we should be fine. Rank is 51. I wish it said level 60, but I guess that's the one, or at least level 58. Military specialization, that's how you know. Soldier, psychological profile, Paragon, Commander Shepard followed the Paragon path, status of Rex, or not Rex, survived the mission on Vermeil, so that's the important thing we need. Missing in action, Ashley Williams was killed on Vermeil. Council history, the Council was saved by Commander Shepard during the attack on the Citadel. If you played on the console, I kind of preferred over what the PC variant of this game does for continuing the game. So if we continue, it'll start the story. Mainly because it actually gives a direct link to those all your saves, so it will show you like the 50 level 60s that you may have from that game, like I did when I first played it. So it's a little bit easier to find the one you want. Not really, because if there's like 50 of them on there, you gotta figure out which is the one you like.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for. Saving the Citadel, even saving the Council. Humanity has the trust of the entire galaxy. And still, it's not enough.
Our sacrifices have earned the Council's gratitude, but Shepard remains our best hope.
But they're sending her to fight Geth. Geth! We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow her. She's a hero, a bloody icon. But she's just one woman. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose her.
So it should give us 1 month after the devastating Geth attack on the Citadel. The galactic community struggles to rebuild. The Alliance fleet has made a tremendous sacrifice to save the Citadel Council and earn humanity membership in their prestigious group. Now the Council is forced to respond to evidence that the Reapers, enormous machines to eradicate all organic life every 50,000 years, have returned. Basically what ends up happening is they make that way too fast to read, so I can't read all of it. So you guys can't pause it there to read it. Basically, the Council doesn't want to admit the threats of the Reapers. They don't want to agree to it, so they send Shepard out to try to kill the Geth that they think that they can use as an excuse to quell the rumors. It's the Geth. The Geth did it all, not the Reapers.
Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down! Multiple hull breaches! Weapons offline! Somebody get that fire out!
Also, if anybody's curious, this is going to be getting ran in 1080p right now. 1080p. Mass Effect 1 doesn't allow it, but Mass Effect 2 and 3 does, so we are playing it in 1080p for this.
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
Hell no.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttles.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't abandon ship. I'm not leaving either.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker.
Commander!
Caden, go. Now.
Aye, aye.
Also, I never officially understood why they give him the white
Everybody
pink
in!
armor to
Go!
wear.
Go! Go!
Like, I kind of get it that Ashley wears it, but I don't know why they made Kate do it. Damn. I just love seeing this opening sequence. It's amazing to see another point of view for this game. Seeing the ship get slowly destroyed. You know that Normandy's like been that cherished ship from Mass Effect 1. It just sucks seeing it at this stage.
Mayday! 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 This is SSV Normandy!
Also, I will say it'll take me a while to adjust to this game again because the control scheme's a little bit different in comparison to Mass Effect 1. So, like, instead of shift to run faster, I have to hold space. Just look at that. I remember saying this, like, for the first set of gameplay, that just looks utterly awe-inspiring. I just love how this game is stationed this way. The planet you get to see down there, up there, well, actually down there. Oop, turn around. It's just awe-inspiring how they made this game. It just tells such a good story for this. Alright. Joker, goddammit, get out of the cockpit, you stupid bastard. The ship's already cut in half, as we can see.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack. Watch the arm.
And that is the end. For the record, if anybody did notice, there is air escaping the moment you hit that beam there. So when you're wondering how the hell I'm losing oxygen, that's how it happens at that exact point. Like I said, I love this sequence in the beginning. It sets the mood for Mass Effect 2 so well. Play Mass Effect 1, you're at your highest point. When you enter Mass Effect 2 and you see this sequence, it sets you at your lowest point. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Are they killing Shepard off at this point? Are you playing as somebody different? Or is Shepard coming back for the whole game? It's like, they don't tell you. You don't find out pretty much until, well, unless you actually pay attention to what BioWare was saying at the time. I'm pretty sure they confirmed that you play as Shepard, but I forget how much stuff was hidden from it. As you can tell, we suffocate and then crashing on a planet, and this is where it comes into play for what Mass Effect 2 enters into at this point.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus project will proceed as planned.
As for the record, I'm going to be cutting out making the character, because I think there's a couple things I wanted to change on the looks. So I'm going to take that out, and you guys are going to get, I'll cut it ahead to the point where you guys can see it. So I'll keep this cutscene going, I'll let it go up until that point, and then whenever I'll discuss it further at that point. But you guys get to see where you're suddenly, we never actually deal with the people in this game when we find out where we're at. Because you can, there actually is a mission in Mass Effect 1 where you can actually meet this group, but I didn't do it, so we don't even know who they are. But they do have some prevalence into Mass Effect 2 and 3. They're actually a pretty big threat for every civilization in the galaxy. Alright, so this is where we're actually going to cut it at, so you guys won't see any of this. But I was saying, the people that have rescued us, the other thing with this game that I enjoy is the fact that the textures are so much better. So get ready for the jump cut, because that's what we're going with. So I will see you guys here shortly. Alright, so we are back. So I spent a little bit of time trying to make the character. So we're aiming for another soldier class. And we're also aiming for, I actually picked Inferno Grenade as my other power. So we'll actually have to go spend points in squad screen.
I think she's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson, she's not ready yet. Give her the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. Too close. We almost lost her.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Nova everywhere.
There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. Don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
Ah, yes, I forgot space is how you do everything. Oh,
This
wow.
pistol
that's
doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast.
So, as I said before, I
Someone's hacking security trying
ended
to
up
kill
deciding
you.
to make
Look for a thermal
this.
clip for your pistol.
So,
Looks like they set up a
as we can sit there and see, we've entered the beginning of this, and what we wake up, and as we discover is pretty much everything's gone to hell here. The other thing is that you guys might notice a lot of moving around on my mouse. I tend to keep it at around the same sensitivity for each game, and it just so happens that the sensitivity for Mass Effect 2 is really goddamn high. They do try to provide you like with some basic tutorial how to fight, which I kind of like for this game because there's a lot to this game that changes. So instead of just being automatically placed in cover, you now have to run into covering yourself. The PC version is a lot different compared to the Xbox version, or at least the Mass Effect 1 version, which is instead of E being L, I do everything, I press space. So when we wake up inside there, we are actually, that's the place we originally wake up when you see Miranda standing over us. That pretty much sets up the tone for what you're going to be dealing with for the rest of the series. If I remember right, how do I get access to... I don't think there's a way for me yet. We don't get access, I think. Oh, there we go. So as you see here, we can actually set these things to actually go to each of these to make it quick slots. It's actually pretty useful to have. For most of these powers, Inferno Grenade's probably going to be a primary for us. I'll probably make that number 1. Number 2 is Disruptor. They do add different weapon classes, ammo classes for this. So Disruptor does better against shield and shreds through synthetic. So if you go through later on fight a lot of Geth or robots, this is really useful to have attached. Another one is really good is the Inferno Grenades because it does damage against armor. So you have something that can counteract each other. Adrenaline's a pretty good thing to get to because it does make fighting and combat a little bit easier. If I remember right, it speeds everything up, but it slows your enemies down.
More reinforcements heading your way. Here come the mechs.
Okay, we gotta switch.
The grenade
Oh yeah, that's right. We use spacebar for or the mouse for everything. So I am one shot. That's all it takes. The other thing they add to this game is they have different, super weapons you can get access to. Well, not super weapons, but big weapons you can get access to. In the case of this, the earliest one you get access to is the grenade launcher. Another one you can get access to is, you guys will be seeing later. Opening this door is good to kill these mechs. Mainly because there are some points in the game where killing these mechs give you access to different things. If you actually let them crawl, they'll actually go to the safe and they'll destroy it. But if you activate these logs, it does give you a little bit of an idea about what was going on with Shepard as you were knocked out. And another thing they do is they do change the format in which you hack things. So if you remember from Mass Effect 1, all it was the giant circle and you just spin everything around and that gives you access to this. In this one you actually have to go through here and hack it through pairing up different things. There is another one that is accessible, but we won't see it till later. You guys can sit there and kind of like listen to this if you want to. I'm not too concerned about. There's other videos that give you access to those that you can see it all. I just want to point out where they're at, really. What do you want me to do? You already took a gunshot to the chest. How the hell were you alive? What, it took a rocket launcher? A rocket to kill you.
I can't figure Miranda out. This project director should be excited about the progress we made.
Alright, so this is the point where... So, as I say, we wake up in the lab, we don't know what's going on. They will point out to who we are going to be fighting with. The guy here is called Jacob. He will give us some basic background info.
Thought you were still a work in progress.
Are you with Miranda?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot this is all new to you right now. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for...
Hostiles detected.
Damn it!
Oh, it just looks good.
Things might
Damn.
be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
I know this isn't the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version. You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this.
Yeah, I can imagine. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Maybe it's time we got moving.
First step, let's finish off these metal bastards. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
So what it does want you to do in this is it kind of does force you to use Jacob's biotics in this sequence. If you actually don't do it, the robots keep spawning, I believe, if I remember right. So once they're all dead, you can get in a little bit of a conversation with Jacob. He'll help explain some
Ready
stuff.
to get the hell off this station?
Before we go anywhere, I need some answers.
Sure. What do you want to know?
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me. How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What do you mean, cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as you were. You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
Can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
The worst part is like the whole time we're talking, like, right? Listen to that background noise. It just sounds so horrible that two people are able to carry on just such a casual conversation as explosions, gunfire, and you hear screams every once in a while. Exactly, you hear screams once in a while as we just heard. Oh, Jesus Christ, it just sounds like a massacre. But don't worry, two people, casual conversation, no problems whatsoever.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it, what they're after?
Damn if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting at us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
So we will ask about the Normandy crew, but first we'll ask about Jacob and then Miranda.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant, but I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
Do you know anything about this attack?
I'm guessing it had to be an inside job.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, they all made it out alive.
So that kind of tells you what was going on with the non-Alliance crew. So it says the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian. So out of everybody who was still part of your crew, so it leaves Caden, Liara, and Tali was still on there. So it means Garrus left, as did Rex. So you actually lost access. They actually left the Normandy after beating Saren. So I don't think they really tell what happens after they leave there, because you don't find out until much later in this game what happened with them.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
They were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. probably best if you...
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get her out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
Let's get out of here.
You bet. We can get into the service tunnels through this door.
Also, I want to make mention is that Miranda does make mention that your scars haven't healed. If you keep playing this game and you choose the Paragon choices as most of your options, you actually get access to them. I don't know if we're going to have to do a second one through as Shepard though, or at least I will from my point of view. Because the biggest problem I'm going to suffer from is when you first play a new round of Mass Effect as a character, some of the choices I would like to make may not be perfectly Paragon, because I have to keep picking Paragon choices to get the way I need it to. So hopefully it does.
Shepard, down here! Bastards got me in the leg!
We need to get off this station.
I'm not going anywhere till someone fixes my leg.
You're
Should
fine.
be some Metagel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Okay, I won't lie. I won't lie at all. When I first played Mass Effect 2 and I actually reached this point, I was so used to Mass Effect I was so used to Mass Effect 1 that I didn't realize that they took the first aid away. So no longer can we heal ourselves directly through first aid with Metagel. Unity in Mass Effect 1, if you remember, was one where you could just pick Unity and you would heal all your squad mates instantly. For Mass Effect 2, Unity actually is what uses Metagel, and I believe, if I remember right, into Mass Effect 3 as well. Now, there are upgrades you can get to increase the amount you can have access to, but it changes the whole aspect of this game, because now all of a sudden if I'm in a firefight, I have to keep myself down so I don't lose health. And they actually do make you run out of health a lot faster than what it was before.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now. I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
You're all strangers to me. Let's get someplace safe and then we'll sort out whose fault it is.
Right, Shepard. We need to find Miranda. We can't leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Then why did she wake me up and warn me about the attack?
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor, but that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few. We can overload the canister.
Easiest way to kill him, do this. Bam. Even if those AI are not near the overload explosion, it pretty much works on them no matter what.
Okay, we took him down, but this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if she's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project, the program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Okay, so if you guys remember, I was making mention of before, is the project that we're working for is controlled by a group called Cerberus. You can go, you lied to me, why would Cerberus save me? That sounds familiar. In Mass Effect 1, there are, I think it's maybe one mission or maybe two that allows you to actually fight Cerberus. You have run-ins with them in Mass Effect 1. When we did our run-through, we actually never dealt with them, so there was no point in even mentioning it. So when it comes to that sounds familiar, it's easy to say never heard of them, because again, we never ran into Cerberus in Mass Effect 1. So again, even the game pretty much gives hints, like when you guys sit there and see it starts green, it says Cerberus Network, all that. So it gives a hint that the people that we're working for in this one is not going to be the Alliance, but rather Cerberus.
Should I recognize that name?
Maybe that's a side effect of your recovery. You and Cerberus certainly have a history. According to the Alliance, we're a radical pro-human splinter group. You wiped out several of our research bases. But things change. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too, but right now we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
Elusive man. Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah, that's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
I don't care what they did or what you say. I am not working with terrorists.
You can tell it to the boss. But after we say no.
Alright. I want to say there is a way to switch my weaponry, right? Yeah, okay, good. So there is a way to do it myself. So I was saying, there actually, you learn a little bit about Cerberus. Jacob does make mention that we did have run-ins with him. Again, we never did, so that doesn't even apply to us. And this is actually the other hacks that can come into this game. So the goal is you have to basically find the thing up here that matches it down here. If you find it, click on it, and it progresses to the next stage. These types of hacks actually come pretty prevalent. It gives you a little bit of credits, and then sometimes it'll give you access to other objectives and missions. So in the case of this, we get free 900 currency just by unlocking that. And then, why the hell did I see an enemy for a second? That's weird if I glitched through. So we got a little bit more of the bots to kill. The mechs are still a bit of a problem. As I said before, I haven't put it on yet, but once I put on disruptor ammo, which I probably should have originally, it does, as you can tell, a little bit of extra damage to these mechs. So actually using the different ammos for this game actually is really useful. I like that they added it to the game, and that's because they took away a lot of the customization for making it more like MMO styled with the different stats that each armor gives you in Mass Effect 1 to basically a standard armor that you can use in standard weapons, but you get access to different squad abilities that improve upon it. Now we will be heading over there to go into that room. As you can see, there's a bit of a data pad like the ones we saw when we first started, and that'll actually play a little audio file for us. And then we will get onto the shuttle and take it to the next location. So let's go ahead and access personal logs. So, from what you hear from Miranda is, basically what happens to Shepard is, because of the crash, you suffer extremely bad injuries. Like when I say bad, like we don't even know how bad, because as they sit there and say, you suffered from being in the vacuum of space, you suffered major internal injuries and such. I think getting slammed into that pole in the hull of the ship actually does hurt you a little bit, but not enough that's too noticeable. You don't really. The thing that hurts you the most is when you go crashing into the planet, and that's where they find you at. That's where most of your injuries and the fact that you're falling out of the goddamn sky and landing into the damn planet. I mean, it's not like hitting it going that fast would hurt you anyway. What's the matter?
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
Even if you're sure, did he deserve that welcome?
He sabotaged the security systems, killed my staff, and he would have killed us.
You sure about that, Miranda? We've known Wilson for years. What if you're wrong?
I'm never wrong. I thought you'd have learnt that by now, Jake.
So, I'm going to discuss a little bit. So, she killed him because she said he betrayed him, and she's not wrong. My only thing I don't remember is, it might tell us when we get a little bit further, is I don't know why they have Wilson betray us in this. They don't really explain it, and I forget if he's working for anyone. But it kind of gives away the fact that he did, because as Jacob says, he was in the bio-wing. How did he have access to the mechs? And then he goes, oh, well, I got shot in the leg. It's pretty much he could shoot himself in the leg and be perfectly fine. Instead of suffering a more life-sustaining injury, he took a minor injury in the leg. So her thought process isn't wrong. It's kind of obvious that Wilson had to have done something, or at least been involved in it, because If he's not supposed to have access to the mechs, how'd he get access to the mechs?
If you say so. What's our next step?
We get on the shuttle and go. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get her to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Things you can also ask is location during the attack, other survivors, destination. So I'd say we can ask her a little bit. The first one we'll ask is other
What about
survivors.
the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
We can't leave without knowing for sure. We need to go back and look.
Don't you get it? The only one worth saving is you. Everyone else is expendable.
She's right. We all knew the risks when we signed up. Without you, there's no point to any of this.
Convenient that you show up as we're leaving. Where were you during the attack?
Besides trying to save your life, Wilson figured out I was helping you when he sent an army of mechs to take me out. I got here as soon as I could. Probably a little too soon if you ask Wilson.
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
Not sure I trust you.
This is the only shuttle off the station. You want to stay and rot with the mechs? Be my guest.
You're the Lazarus Project's director, aren't you?
That's right. I put 2 years of my life into this project. Into you.
What does Cerberus want from me?
Maybe you should ask the elusive man when you meet him. He poured virtually unlimited resources into Lazarus. Obviously, he has some kind of plan for you.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or 2, in your case. Come on.
Alright. So that is us leaving this station. So now we get to meet the elusive man, the head of Cerberus. This will actually be fun.
Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda. More tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
This is a waste of time. I feel as good as ever.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you were a spacer kid. Raised mostly on one ship or another. You enlisted and you survived a Thresher Maw attack that wiped out the rest of your team. Do you remember that?
Now you can answer these a little bit weirdly. It says we're done here, I refuse to die, or it was painful. So the choices you make here actually do have a little bit of an impact on how they see your memories.
Lost a lot of friends that day. Going through something like that changes you. It can break you if you let it.
I read the report. 50 Marines died in a cruise. You were the only one who lived. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave her behind?
I left a friend to die that day and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Ash gave her life for the rest of the team. Without her, I couldn't have stopped Saren. She died a hero.
I understand, Commander. And I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
Shepard, think back to the Citadel, after the Alliance saved the Destiny Ascension and you killed Saren. What happened next?
I think what you do here actually does have an impact on when you go to the Citadel, because we recommended Captain Anderson, but it says Udina joined the council, so whoever you choose here does have a bit of an impact. I usually always pick Captain Anderson since he's the friendlier of the two. Udina's a bit of an ass, so even in Mass Effect 1 to 2 he still is sort of like that. So I always pick Captain Anderson because he gives you, since he's a council member, he has a little bit of extra leeway into how he and what happens with you.
Humanity was offered a spot on the council. I recommended Captain Anderson for the position.
Yes, Captain Anderson is now Councillor Anderson. Though from what I hear, he preferred life in the military.
Still, good to know that the human council member isn't going to put politics ahead of defense.
Your memory seems solid. There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Alright, we arrive at the new facility. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. So we will get more in depth with this in the next episode. We will see what goes on after talking to the elusive man. So we left the station. Lazarus Project has brought our Shepard back to life, and now all of a sudden we get to see what's going on with Cerberus. The Alliance says that they are officially a terrorist group in their eyes. Cerberus does believe that it has some ideals that it's fighting for as being good. I guess I kind of get the idea. There's always going to be a bit of a species that always has this sort of problem where the Alliance is having more political ramifications, so it has to be more friendly. Cerberus, on the other hand, through special funding, and it's a private organization, can do whatever the hell it pleases. So, we won't talk to Jacob or Miranda at this case. I don't think they really have much they'll say. They'll just say, go talk to the elusive man. So, as I said, in the next episode, I'll get a little bit more into this, but, again, I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun playing Mass Effect 2 again. I missed this game. So, as far as I'm concerned, this has been a fun little introduction, so this will be, I think I'm just going to make this, it might be a bit of an extended episode for, the first one, just because there's so much to the introduction, but this is where I'll leave it at, guys. So, if you have been enjoying the content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and of course, have a very wonderful day, and thank you ever so much for watching these videos, guys. Thank you.